What's up, Titans? It's be your boy Scotty, and you're looking at yet another edition of Ask Scotty. Y'all already know how we do it up in here. Anything goes. This is where y'all send me emails and ask me questions, and you ask for my advice or whatever you want me to do. I answer 3 questions each video, and you know how I do it. I keep it real, raw, and fucking uncut. And if it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but when you ask for my opinion, I give it to you in the most respectful way possible. I hope y'all really watched this video. The last X Scotty video, I feel like I overshadowed by the drama with my perspective video about Evelyn and Ocho Cinco. And I would love it if you guys comment a little bit more and just watch it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I also want to send a shout out to Ashley Shaw Miller. Her mother was in the hospital earlier this week, and now she's doing much better. So I want to send a shout out to my boo Ashley Miller. I want to say I'm glad that your mother's doing fine, and I'm sorry that it really has slipped my mind. Like, I've been meaning to reach out to you about that, but it has really slipped my mind a lot over this last week for some reason. But I just want to say I'm glad that your mother's doing better. So shout out to Ashley Miller. Anybody who watches her videos, make sure y'all let her know that I shouted her and her mother out. And here we go. Okay, here's my first question. Obviously, they don't want me to call their name, so I won't call it. Hey Scotty, I just wanted to say your show is amazing and I love it. Thank you. Well, this is a long story, but I will try to make it short. I am 16 and I am in love with my current boyfriend of 6 months, even though we are far apart from each other. He stays in Grenada, Mississippi, and I live in Jackson, Mississippi. You live in Jackson? Girl, you're like 15 minutes away from me. We see each other as often as we can. Everybody asks me how I can stay 3 hours from my boyfriend, and I'm like, it's easy. We Uber, we text, and talk on the phone all the time, so it's really like we are right next to each other. We just can't touch. The thing is that my family don't want us together, and I hate that I have to sneak behind their back and talk to him. I tried talking to them, but they always say we are too young to know anything about love, and everybody just don't understand our relationship. Please help me. Well, let me tell you like this. I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion, because when I was 16 years old, I wasn't in love with anybody because then nobody want my ass. But I will say this though. 3 hours is not a long time, okay? Especially if the person that you're dating has the means of transportation to get back from Grenada to Jackson, because as far as I'm concerned, Grenada and Jackson really ain't that far from each other when you really think about it. I mean, it's not really that long. Yes, it's a 2-3 hour drive, but it's not really that long to be complaining and say, oh my God, it's a long distance relationship, when it really not. Y'all in the same town, y'all just live 2-3 hours away. That's not no big deal. But I just don't think, even though you're 16, I don't think that you need to explain yourself to people. I mean, if that's who you in love with and that's who you in love with, I mean, your family, of course they're going to say that you're too young to know what the fuck love is. I mean, you are 16, so of course they're going to say that bullshit. You know, they always want to downplay what the fuck somebody got at their age. But you know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to sneak and talk to him behind their back. I mean, I just don't understand. I just don't know what to say about that particular situation. I just think that you just need to do you and just maintain your relationship the best way that you possibly can. You are already young, so it's not really much you can do at this point. But just deal. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though. I'm really pulling for you, and I hope that you do whatever you're supposed to do. But I mean, at the age of 16, I gotta be real with you. At the same time, of course, they're gonna have their concerns and they're gonna have their opinions about it, because you are 16, you are young, you're under the age of 18, so it's really not much you can do but sneak around. You know what I'm saying? But at least you try to be, mature about it and talk to them about the situation. So I just think that you should just do you and just continue on with whatever you got going. You know what I'm saying? And what I was gonna say? Oh yeah. And it is what it is. So I just want to say, I think you just have to deal with it the best way you can. You're already too young, so I don't know what else you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's all I can say. That's really all I can say at this point. Next question. Let me see. Well, I think I already read that one already. Okay, here we go. Second question. Hey Scotty, first I would like to say that I love your channel and your realness, and just like you, I love K Michelle. But I need your advice on the situation that I've been sort of dealing with since childhood. My mother and father were together until I was 9 years old, but then they broke up, and that's when things became rocky. We always had an on and off and again type of father-daughter relationship. When I got into high school, we would talk like once every 4 months or so, and even though we live 30 minutes apart, to me my mother has always taken care of me. I mean, he paid child support, but to me that does not make you a father. When I was a little girl, I remember he called and asked me how to spell my first name. I mean, I'm your child, how you don't know how to spell my name? I remember one day I called and asked him for some money, and he told me I pay child support, get it from there. And another time he even had the nerve to say, I'm the one that takes care of you. I pay child support. Your mama ain't doing nothing for you. I simply hung up on his ass because because I wanted to be respectful. Okay, here's my problem. Sorry for the long intro. I just wanted to I wanted you to see where I was coming from. Okay, I am now a sophomore in college. I barely talk to my father. The last time I saw my father was August 2011 when he helped me buy my college supplies, which he really didn't buy shit, but every bit helps. After that, he never bought me anything. Not shit. I mean, he used to always complain about child support, paying $400 a month, and when I turned 18, he never really gave me anything else. Me being 19, I tried to woman up and get a job this summer and to help pay for my tuition, and I ended up working just for the summer. My mother has been helping me with my expenses as well as helping my other sister who's in college. Also, tuition has went up, and not to mention I lost one of my scholarships. All the money I saved up is going towards paying for my books, which is high as hell. Trust me, I know all about that. I mean, I don't really need his money, and I'm gonna make a way with or without his money. But I figured out that he would like to help his. I figured maybe he would like to help his child. So I called my father to ask him for some money to help me with my expenses, and I could tell by his voice that he doesn't want to help. I'm not the type to beg. So in my mind, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not about to beg this motherfucker for no damn money. My father has a good job, and he just got another job as the new pastor of a church. So yes, he is a pastor. I have never seen a pastor who was a damn deadbeat. Word got around that he's been bragging in church to his family that I have a daughter in college and how I'm gonna be something nice and how he raised me right. I was pissed the fuck off when I heard that. He hasn't done shit for me but pay child support, and you have not had any part in accomplishments in my life. Just my mom and my family. And I thank God for my grandfather was the father role in my life. I'm sorry I'm going on and on, but I'm just so pissed. My question is, do I call him out on this and tell him how I truly feel about him, or what? Even though he has not been here like he was supposed to, I do love my father, and I would hate to hurt his feelings. But damn, I don't know what to do. I would love to be closer to my father, but I don't know if I can forgive him for not being here like he should have been. So please give me your advice. I'm sorry for this being so long. Thanks in advance. Well, I will say to you that I know exactly how you feel. I really do understand how you feel, because I've been going through this same type of situation with my own father. Trust and believe, I know exactly how you feel. I mean, not to bash my father once again due to recent circumstances, but my father wasn't really in my life either as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 23 years old, and that has always been a sore spot for me because he wasn't there. So, of course, I feel like you need to tell your father exactly how you feel. You need to. Why hold it in? Because I told my father exactly how I felt. And yes, he was hurt, but I didn't really give a damn. Simply because I wanted him to feel the same pain that I felt. Not saying that that's the approach you need to take. But if it's bothering you that much, I feel like you need to tell him how you feel. Sometimes parents need to hear this shit. And that's just being honest. Sometimes parents really need to hear about how you feel, because they'll never know. So I feel like, I think you might as well just go ahead and say how you feel, because, he going around bragging about how he doing this for you and doing that for you. Hell, that'll piss me off too. That's just like when I graduated from college back in 2000, graduated from high school back in 2007. My daddy was the main one that was screaming for me. He ain't did shit for me my whole damn life. You know what I'm saying? But I know you don't want to disrespect him simply because you do love him, but you don't. But just because you tell him how you feel about how he treating you doesn't necessarily mean that you're disrespecting him. I don't think you're disrespecting him by telling him how you feel. You're not. So I just think that you just need to tell him how you feel, and maybe then y'all can be able to work through something. Because recently, last year, my daddy came into town. If you seen my perspective 1 and 2, it was basically about my relation. Both of those videos were about my relationship with my father. The first video was talking about my bitterness. The second video was where I forgave my father. And even though I forgave my father, we're still not close. You know what I'm saying? We're not close. We just have that, okay, it is what it is type of relationship. It just seemed like there's too much that has happened over the last few years, so it feels like, okay, we have come to common ground. I've forgiven him, and it is what it is, but we're still not close. But it might not be that same way for y'all. It might be a little bit different from y'all, you know what I'm saying? And if you really want to make things work out with your dad, I think that you should just go ahead and tell him exactly how you feel. And if he's mature enough, he will understand and apologize for his wrongdoings or non-doings. And then, just be there the way he's supposed to, because I would hate for something to happen to either one of y'all and y'all are not speaking. So I think that a conversation is definitely in order, because it makes you feel a lot better after you do tell your father exactly how you feel. Because I know it made me feel a lot better when I said how I feel over and over and over and over and over. That's how I got to the extent that I am now, where I could forgive him and just move on with my life. Because you have to forgive him either way it go. Not for him, but for yourself. Because he's sleeping at night. He don't give a fuck whether you forgive him or not, basically. So you have to forgive him for your own sanity. You can't go on in life being bitter like I was. Because I was bitter as fuck for 22 years. So it's best that you get it off your chest and off your heart. The third and final question. Hey boo, I need some advice extremely bad. I'm at my wit's end and this shit has been going on for over a year. I'm usually the one that all my friends come to for advice, but when I go to them they give me some dry ass advice because they assume I don't really need advice. My high school boyfriend and I started back messing around the summer of 2010. At the time he was with a girl that used to go to my church and do my hair. Mind you, I don't live in my hometown anymore, so at first I only saw him over the weekends. But when I came home we spent all day together. I had just had an abortion 3 months prior talking to him, but I ended up pregnant. And I initially was going to abort the other baby, but I thought it was too soon after talking to him and his sister one night. They convinced me that babies were a blessing, so I decided to keep the baby. I was already in college and had a 3-year-old while this was going on, but I decided to stick it out, and he and the girl he was with were broken up, but got back together shortly after, even though he and I talked on the phone and lived 3 hours away and only came home once a month. He was messing around with the white girl that he told me he was making money with by doing. He had been messing with this girl just as long as he had been messing with me, 9 years. But she was pregnant too by another guy that had been killed with her when they were making a drop. Him and his current girlfriend ended up breaking up, and he asked if he could come stay with me, and I said no because I wanted him to man up and get a job, because those two females always took care of him, and if you're gonna live with me you're gonna have to work, and I wanted things to work, but I just wanted him to work so that when I got finished with school we both wouldn't have to go without. He ended up moving in with the girl and helping her out with her kids, and he lied to me about the situation. So when I talked to her, she said that they were having sex and he has helped her out a lot with her kids. When I told him about it, he said that he was only up there to make money for the baby and that she was lying about them messing around. So she tells him to tell me to leave her alone and don't call her phone, which is where the beef between her and I started. Me and her started, and a week later I had my baby and he went to jail for murder. I donated $2,000 towards him getting a lawyer, but she pays $5,000 a month towards it. His family keeps her kids while she makes the drop, and I feel like they're doing wrong because those aren't his kids. I don't speak to them because they tried to take sides, saying I need to get over it and leave the girl alone, but I never really pick at her. I might just say something slick on my status about her being a stripper. Now her And her son and my son are the same age, and I feel as though his family treats that baby like it's his, which is why I won't let my baby, his real son, go around them. Am I wrong? I really been going through it. I drink heavily every day and even turn to drugs. I even recently because I have to struggle while they play auntie to her kids, even though she's helping me. I think they're in the wrong because people come to me talking about, girl, are those Tony's kids? Because they always I don't know, his folks always have them, and it's embarrassing given I'm the one with his baby, but no one seems to get how I feel, play and angry all the way around. I'm bitter as hell and it's starting to consume me. First of all, this is a fucked up situation. This is a real fucked up situation. All I got to say is, you can't beg nobody to be in your kid life. I understand that you feel some type of way because, you know, his family is not really doing what they're supposed to do as far as helping you out with, their kid, with your kid, and that's his real kid, but they helping out the other girl with hers, and that's not even their kid. I mean, his real child. I understand why you would feel some type of way about that, but at the same time, though, I just think that you just need to leave well enough alone, because obviously they not gonna do their part in helping you, and you can't make nobody want to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't you have family members that could possibly help you with this situation, like with your kid? I just think that you just need to look to other family members or other people, because you don't necessarily need him and his family to help you do shit. If you got family members, you can do it yourself. You can get them to help you, or if you got a job, you can help your own kid. I mean, I know you probably don't want to be a single mother, and you probably want, to have both parents in your kid life, but at the same time, fuck that nigga, because he obviously lying to you. He obviously dogging you out. He got this other girl and taking care of her damn kids, and they ain't even none of his. It shows you what type of nigga he is. So I just say, just leave well enough alone, because like you said, the shit is starting to consume you. You drinking all the time, then you turn into drugs. That is not a good look, considering the fact that you got a kid. You can't be letting this nigga and his fucked up ass life choices consume you and what the fuck you got going. I mean, you said that you in college, and you know what I'm saying? You got a lot going for yourself. It seems like that you the type of girl that got your head on straight, but at the same time, you letting the nigga consume and define you, and you don't need to do that. I mean, just because the nigga don't want to take care of his responsibilities don't mean shit. Fuck him and keep it moving. That's the only thing I can tell you. Because of the simple fact, just reading it, it's a fucked up ass situation. He in jail for murder and shit. I mean, what type? First of all, he was lying to you about this chick, then he lied to you about a white girl. I mean, how much more lies is he gonna tell you? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, listen, I just think that you just need to move on with your life and just say fuck it. I mean, if you have to take care of your kid by yourself, that's what you got to do. That's really what you got to do. And it ain't nothing else I can really say on the situation, because it's just crazy, and I don't like seeing nobody going through no fuck shit like that. Like, that's real talk. Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like seeing nobody go through some fuck shit like that. So I just say fuck the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he don't want to do what he's supposed to do, just leave him alone, because if you keep on trying, he gonna continue to play your ass like a damn puppy dog. So fuck him, and fuck his family too. If they don't want to be in your child life, fuck them. And that's all I can tell you. And I'm gonna write you back, and because I know it's been like it's probably been 2 weeks since you sent me this question. I think so. It said you sent me this on the 11th. It might not even been. It probably ain't even been. Yeah, it has been 2 weeks. I think it has been 2 weeks since you sent me that question. So I'm gonna write you back. I'm write you back probably over the weekend to see what the update is on the situation. But I would prefer that you email me or write me in my YouTube inbox after you watch this video so I can know that you actually looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Write me soon after you see this video, either in my email or send me a message on YouTube in the inbox. So send me a private message on YouTube rather, in my inbox. So that's it, you guys, for the Ask Scotty videos, for the Ask Scotty segment. Be sure to send me more questions. I'm starting to run out of questions again, and I just noticed something, that a lot of y'all questions ends up in the spam folder, so therefore I don't never see them sometimes. I just realized that I had questions from a long time ago that I never even seen because they was in the spam folder. So, you know, like I said, go ahead and send me more questions in, and some of y'all are doing the absolute most with some of these questions. I'm not even gonna say what question I'm referring to, but I am not going to read that question out loud. But anyway, I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.